It's wonderful to be here to join all of you today. Mr. Shah, thank you very much for the invitation and for going out of your way to accommodate my visit here to Ahmedabad and to Gujarat. In some ways, I feel very much amongst friends and family here because of the very strong, diverse and vibrant Gujarati communities that exist all over the United States. One of which is my friend Bhaskar Savani here, who I've gotten to know not only him, but his family, and I'm pleased to be able to be here also as his guest. Before I begin, I'd like to share with you something about Hawaii. Many of you have heard the greeting, aloha. A lot of times it's used by people to say hello or goodbye. But actually there's a very meaningful, deeper spirit that exists within this word aloha. The actual word itself, when you use it, it means I greet you with the deepest respect and with an open heart. So it is in that spirit that I visit with you today. And it is in that spirit that I hope that our two countries, that I hope that Hawaii and Gujarat can begin a strong partnership, can begin a strong friendship. I had the opportunity to visit with your Prime Minister Modi when he was in the United States a few months ago. I was at Madison Square Garden when that historic event took place. I know there were many people across the United States who couldn't go in because it was a packed house, and people around the world who watched that event online and saw him deliver his message of where he would like to take India in the future. The energy was electric in the hall, and it's clear that his leadership is strong and that he has a plan. He has a plan of action for where he would like to take India that is full of promise. That vision only becomes strong with the mobilization and the involvement of people. Clearly his leadership here in Gujarat speaks for itself of what he was able to do here as chief minister. And I know that's where a lot of people are looking from the United States with a lot of hope and optimism for where he plans to take India into the future. As each of you know, as leaders in your own sectors and in your own communities, it's somewhat easier to outline a vision. It's a little harder to execute a plan and to actually deliver the results. So I know that based on his track record here in Gujarat, many people are looking to see how they can become a partner, that how they can invest, how they can bring their service or their business here to India. When I met with Prime Minister Modi after the event was over, I had a chance to meet with him one-on-one. He invited me to come here to India. I've never visited the country before, so I very gladly accepted his invitation and have been here now for almost 2 weeks. I started my visit here in Delhi, where I had a chance to meet and talk with him again, as well as meet with many of the senior cabinet officials in the government here. Since then, I've visited Goa, visited Bangalore, Mumbai, and Pune. I'm trying to keep track. It's been a very busy trip. And through each of the places that I've visited, I've really been heartwarmed by the kindness and the welcoming that I've received in each place. It's been exciting to see the energy and the potential and the activity that's happening in each of these cities. I think that indicates really where everyone, regardless of whether you're a young startup or if you're a well-established business or a social entrepreneur or an educator, in each of these different areas, I see people looking forward into the future. In Congress, I serve on the House Foreign Affairs Committee and also sit on the subcommittee that focuses specifically on the Asia-Pacific region. As you know, you can't look at Asia, you can't talk about Asia without really recognizing India. And for my home in Hawaii, We're in the middle of the Pacific, so for us, our culture, our economy, our people have long looked towards Asia in many different ways, as we continue to do now. I also serve on the House Armed Services Committee that focuses on defense for the United States. As both Bhaskar and Rakesh mentioned in their introductions, I'm also a soldier. I serve in the Army National Guard, which is like the reserves. I've deployed twice to the Middle East and have a first-hand perspective and view of our military, our role, the United States role in the world, as well as our foreign policy. The United States Pacific Command is based in Hawaii, in my home state, and they do a lot of military-to-military engagements with India. They actually do more of these types of exercises with India than in any other country in the world. And it's something that they're very proud of, and something that they understand is a friendship and a partnership that is of mutual benefit. These are some of the areas that I've been focusing on during my time here. Specifically for Hawaii, I stopped in Goa as we begin the process of establishing a sister state partnership between our two states, two of which are very focused on tourism as a strong driver of the economy. And as I was there, I saw many different areas of commonalities that I didn't know about before, and I was pleased to be there even though it was only for less than 24 hours. It was a shame to be there for such a short time. In the area of business and economic trade, clearly you have outlined how Gujarat is a leader in India and how Gujarat really has shown in many different areas and many different industries the potential that lies here within this country. I won't claim to be an expert in business or the economy, as many of you are living examples of success in that area. But I'd like to share a little bit personally where my hope lies, not only between our two countries, but really as we look around the world at some of the challenges that we face and how we solve those challenges. The stability that is necessary for a strong economy to grow, for people to maximize their potential, is threatened in a lot of ways. And as we look at different sectors, whether it be in the military, whether it be in finance or business or politics for that matter, we see, unfortunately, a lack of people who are in these leadership positions who understand what it means to be a servant leader. Growing up, I studied the Bhagavad Gita. I continue to study the Bhagavad Gita. I'm a devotee of Lord Krishna and draw much great inspiration from Lord Krishna's teachings to Arjuna and practice Bhakti Yoga and Karma Yoga. And when you look at what Krishna teaches Arjuna, you see a message that is applicable for everyone in the world, regardless of who we are, regardless of where we come from, regardless of what name we worship God, what we call God. And the message that lies therein is really one that defines true happiness and true success, and is the solution for these challenges that exist in the world. That regardless of what our skills are, each of us, if we dedicate those actions in the service of God and in the service of others, if we dedicate our business, if we dedicate our talents in His service and caring for others, then we can be truly successful and we can have that positive influence in the world. All of the actions that we take on their own are neutral, but if we can apply these principles of Karma Yoga, which are the same as the Aloha spirit of treating others with respect and caring for them truly, then we can actually begin to solve some of these great challenges and actually experience true happiness individually ourselves. This is something that I've shared with many people during my visit here and my own appreciation for being here in Krishna's birthplace. and the great impact and the motivation that Krishna's teachings in the Bhagavad Gita have had on my own life. And as Bhaskar mentioned, I've shared this with people wherever I go, whether it be in the United States or in other places, because of the great power and the great strength that lies in these very, very wise teachings. On that note, my hope is that we can all take Krishna's message and apply it in our own ways and in our own lives and achieve that true success and happiness. Thank you very much. Jai Shri Krishna. Aloha.
You must have met women across India. Was it in enough numbers or the way it is here in this hall? My question is, if you have knowledge about India, about women empowerment in India, the way women are treated in India or their status, your observations about women of India actually.
I have had a chance to meet with different women in positions of leadership in different sectors. I met with, for example, Sushma Swaraj in Delhi. I met with your Chief Minister last night. I've also met with some women in different sectors, in finance and in entrepreneurship, in hospitality, in different industries, both in Mumbai but also in other areas. And have heard their stories about the work they're doing to try to increase the support of and programs that empower women to become more engaged and involved. Again, in many different sectors. Your Chief Minister last night spoke about some of the programs that she's recently implemented and she's in the process of implementing. I think one area is the co-ops in different communities, so that the support for women in leadership, both from an economic sense, not only to support their families, but to support the communities, is there, and that infrastructure is there to do that, but also to get women more involved in the political process. So, like in many places around the world, including the United States, seeing more women getting involved in these different sectors is important, and I think while there's room to grow, I've seen some progress in that area here.